Alright guys, just gonna do a real quick refresh here, check here. As you guys can see here, 5 days from $0 to $60,000 in sales, all by using this ad strategy. In this video, I'm gonna literally cut your CPMs and CPCs in half and double your CTR. Make sure to watch the whole way through to get an adequate understanding of this process and subscribe for the free value. Alright guys, I'm super stoked to bring on this video, like so excited, because this one is one of those ones you can literally flip a switch and change up the advertising game for everyone here. And when I'm telling you, cutting both CPC and CPM in half and doubling the CTR whilst maintaining the same target audience is brutal. It's merciless. I've never seen anything so effective in TikTok ads as of yet, and it makes sense. And I don't want to saturate this too much. I've been doing this for about 2 to 3 months now. I talked about it a little bit earlier, how I had some breakthroughs on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this was one of the breakthroughs, so it's been working consistently. I feel comfortable providing it, but again, this is in a 2023 TikTok advertising landscape and nobody's been doing it. Like it takes me back to my roots, back to when I was running Facebook ads and splitting testing and things like that. I'm going to be getting into it in about 10 seconds here, but before that, if you guys have any comments about any dropshipping problems, just drop them down below. I'm going to be getting back to everybody. DM me on IG for one-on-one consultation, and Black Hat Discord is down below. Alright guys, yes, so we have it, as you can see. Yeah, $60,000, 5 days. I mean, this is nothing new. As you guys know, I'm very high scale. This is actually a client store that I've scaled, so I'll show you guys kind of inside the ad account what we've spent on ads and just everything like that. But yeah, it's kind of like a new little side hobby I picked up. You know, I kind of use the same team that media buys my ads, and we do it for people, or we set up the ads and kind of mentor them. So it's been a cool little hobby. Of course, it's pretty hands-off for me, so that's been nice. Alright guys, so in the ad account here, I'm just gonna go ahead and refresh it so you guys know it's legit. You know, this is within the last few days. Got a nice 16,448 in ad spend, and I just want you to compare this new campaign that I've been running. It's been insane, and it's the campaign that it's been tried and true. But just so you can see kind of some remarkable differences with the few minor tweaks that we do. As you can see, the bystanding CPCs, again, there's the campaign, the highlighted one is the one we're going to be looking at, but the bystanding CPCs are much, well, I'm just going to let you look at all those metrics. It speaks for itself. This was like a breakthrough campaign, and we've been recently scaling them on other ad accounts and just doing a ton of stuff with them. So as you guys can see, the CPC is much crazier. The CPM, I mean, it's crazier, but it'll get crazier, trust me, as time goes on. And then the CTR is absolutely just through the roof. And this is while maintaining the right target audience. This is, you know, getting thousands of dollars a day in sales, spending a very minute amount of money right now. Again, we do have the budgets all the way turned down. That's why I'm making these videos at the moment, is because it's Chinese New Year's. So this is kind of like a good little offset for me to do so. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and create this campaign right now. I'm gonna sit here with you guys and walk through it all the way. And remember, there's just a few little tweaks that we are making now that are just so much crazier. These are like insane. It's all within the ad group level. That's where I've noticed a lot of the, you know, deferring goes down, and it's understanding a term that I call pockets of ad spend. So kind of knowing what scale you're at and how many pockets you're going to want. Obviously, the more pockets, the faster your account will spend, the faster it'll throttle. But having less pockets means that at a lower ad spend, you can snap off sales quicker to maintain profitability at that low ad spend. There's a lot to it. You'll understand a little bit more as I'm creating this campaign. Really quick, I do want to give a huge shout out in celebration as well for the New Year's. You guys are able to get UGC. This is actually made by a creator. It's not ripped content. As you can see here, there's awesome bundles. And I'm just kind of going to walk through, you know, getting one, what it's like. You can fully customize it. There's so much different things you can do. Viral ecom ads, link down below. Go check them out. But yeah, so for conversions, we're going to do website conversions. Fairly simple. We're just going to call it, I'll call it 3-pocket. Then we're just going to obviously turn on CBO for this. You know me, CBO king. If you guys got any questions about CBOs, I'm the guy to go to. But yes, for pixels here, typically with pixels, you just want to create a brand new pixel that's not connected to the store. The reason being is, now this is completely up to you. I recommend it if you don't have a personal preference on this. I do recommend testing both, but I don't connect my pixel to a store, as you guys know. I say it in just about every video. Basically, it just has TikTok, keeps it in a learning phase, shows it to more people for less, therefore getting cheaper general traffic. Versus if you have a pixel, you know, the first few days it can be kind of spotty. it can be pretty good and then fall off, and then later down the line regain connection. I just take advantage of that first little part. I mean, it works the same if you connect it or not, so it's really up to you, but we're just going to say we made a new pixel, and then we're going to add it to complete payment. Now this is something that you're going to see a bit different from a lot of advertisers on here, and myself included. So right now, placements, obviously, well, most people will go, well, I want to go TikTok and TikTok only, but you know, automatic placements, think of it like Facebook. I mean, and it's the same for this. It's an advertising platform, right? But the more selections, the more options you make while you're creating your ads are going to confine it and give the system more constraints, therefore costing you more in ad spend because your ads are more targeted. So what ends up happening is you're going to be paying more in ad spend because you're making more you're giving the system more parameters to go off of. So we're just going to leave it automatic. I mean, TikTok, it already knows to place it on TikTok. We're on TikTok Ads Manager. So yeah, and then obviously user comments. Still, we turn these off. We turn off video download. I do leave on sharing. So that's pretty good. And now automated creative optimization. Now, the reason I started using automatic creative optimization is obviously to have more pockets. And as you can see with those crazy ad spend days, I need it because my ad account literally won't spend unless I have it, and I have 150 different combinations of, you know, ad creative to pieces of copy. So with this, again, we're going to cut your CPCs in half and double your CTR. So yes, these campaigns can scale from $50 to $1,000, but when you're trying to scale the actual campaign budget vertically to, let's say, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and you're trying to go for those bigger days, that's where you might run into some problems. The way I see this working out at those days, and I mean, give me a couple weeks, I'll let you know for sure. Find it in the Discord, join Black Hat, I'm in there all day long, where that ish goes down. But I think you can scale it horizontally. Like, let's say you had 100, or not 100, you're not trying to spend 100,000 a day, but let's say you had, you know, 50, maybe 25 of these campaigns, and you had them all, you surfed them all up to $1,000. I think it could work out. It's just going to be a bit more leg work in the horizontal game. Obviously, you're going to be having to kill a lot of campaigns. Some of them aren't going to work. But hey, you're getting those crazy metrics. It's going to be better. But what could come is really that spending issue. So that's something I haven't navigated too much yet at extreme scale. But I will be sure to let you guys know. So if you are going extreme, I would stick to the ultimate vertical, which is having ACO on. Now this, again, we're going for the best metrics and like to actually be profitable, because sometimes with ACO you can get amazing metrics and it can be terrible. Anyways, let's just move on from that. For this strategy, we're not going to be using ACO. It is what it is, but you can try it with ACO. I'm sure you can get something out of it, but again, this is all about pockets. We just want 2 to 3 pockets only. So what I mean by 2 to 3 pockets, we're going to have a total of 3 ad groups, and all these ad groups are only going to have 1 creative and 1 piece of text. It sounds weird, but it's actually how I came up on TikTok ads as well, and I didn't even realize it at the time. But now that I'm doing this and we're going on to location, that's where I can get into my next point. Originally, when I was doing this strategy, I was only targeting United States, Canada. For this, we're going to target the big 5 countries. So the big 5 countries, it's going to be United States, United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. Now with these countries, guys, you need to understand that the first day or two, you will have to be looking at your Shopify analytics and making a decision. Okay, what country is actually converting the best? Because you might have, for me, for example, like let's say in the UK, I convert very well. I'm always converting. So off the bat though, you are gonna have much better cost per click. Now you might say, well, better cost per click doesn't mean I'm getting more sales, because trust me, there's different balance. TikTok looks at your offer, prices everything out. But when you do this, you're able to get a good gauge, a good cost per click, and start snapping off sales left and right from all over the world. And then you're able to take exactly, like, let's say, for example, the top 3 countries. Let's say your top 3 countries are United States, UK, New Zealand. Then you're able to do this exact campaign structure and maybe not even delete the first one. It most likely is going to be profitable. As long as you have a good offer sitting behind you. And if you guys are wondering more so about the offers, I do have them in my other ad strategy videos. This is more so kind of like a how-to kind of instant ad strategy. Like, this is more ad strategy based, but in my other videos, I often talk about the offers and such. So just keep that in mind. And the reason earlier I talked about, remember when you were running on Facebook and, like, let's say you ran one CBO with the big 5 countries and you had one CBO with e-packet countries. It's pretty much the same gist. All I did was go back and start testing different countries, and I was able to dramatically beat out this whole US bidding war, because right now TikTok ads in the US is complete like crap. Like, you don't want to participate in that. You're gonna have like a $1 CPC, and like, let's say some offers, they do perform. Granted, you're getting a $1 CPC now in the US, but I do feel the customer is a bit higher quality than what it was a year or two ago. But this is really just taking it down to the roots, taking it very low, and making sure that we're just able to snap off sales, whether it's low ad spend, high ad spend, and just a very universal 2023 strategy that people can be using to take stores, brand new stores, literally starting with $50 a day, going from zero, as you saw, to 60,000 in 5 days, just following kind of a step-by-step routine. There's really nothing more other than creating more of these campaigns and scaling the budgets vertically. You can do as you please. It's really hard to mess up. Like, it's really hard. You can, maybe one day you feel like making 10 campaigns and only making the budgets 200, or making 2 campaigns, making the budgets 1,000 each. As long as you're profitable and everything's working at this low scale, you're more than likely going to be fine at that high scale, as long as your account spends. That's where why we were talking about ACO so much. But it's all about understanding it and what we're doing and why we're doing it. So big five countries is what you're going to need. And if you don't have access to these big 5 countries, the one thing you can do is I have a link down below to these new agency accounts. They're actually TikTok partner accounts, so they can have whitelisted ads and things like that. And you can, from anywhere in the world, have access to advertising to anywhere in the world. I think they're like $12 or something, so check it out if you'd like. Other than that, age range, we're just going to do this all the way to 55 plus, not touch any of this. I don't touch any of this ever. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's just going to drive up your ad cost way too high. And in TikTok, what is doing all of our targeting? It's the creative. Just like in Facebook, we leverage the pixel. TikTok, we're leveraging the creative. I usually post my ads same day, as long as it's before like, 6 p.m. in the afternoon. And when I do post my ads, I typically will just schedule them 2 hours behind, so that way the ads get up and pumping a lot quicker. And then for next here, again, you don't need much creatives for this. I recommend to start with 3 pockets, so 3 ad groups in total. And how can you do that? So if you guys want to check out viral ecom ads, I will put a little promo here. You can get a nice like UGC package right now, get some UGC, or you can go on Snaptic and like rip some stuff and re-edit some stuff. Or viral econ ads is going to be the quickest and safest bet, mainly because they actually scale consistently and they focus on the product and function they offer. 3 of my favorite creative values that will allow it to have the vertical to be scaled, maintaining the right target audience as ad spend's increasing. Now, once the campaign is made, you're going to go ahead and duplicate it. You're going to want to have a total of 3 ad groups, and then in every ad group, each ad group again only has 1 creative, 1 piece of text. In every ad group, you're just going to have a different variation of the creative. So realistically, we're running the same exact targeting with 3 different ad groups, each with their own creative. This creates a really clean 3-pocket system to where you can see and you can kill. It doesn't take a long time, not a lot of analysis to kill. Typically, you're going to have 1 or 2 of these go very well. I wouldn't recommend going over 5 ad groups for this, but again, it varies. I've done it with 2 ad groups. I've done it with 5. 4, 3. Really, the whole gist of it is just to have low ad groups, low amount of pockets, centralize all of your ad spend versus having all these different combinations of creatives. This way, you're able to put more money into each creative at these low ad spend marks and actually snap off sales. That's the biggest problem I see. People at low ad spend $50, $100 a day. Why didn't I get any sales? Well, you're using a strategy that's for like 100K a day plus. With 150 combinations, and each creative is getting 20 cents of ad spend. Yes, you can get sales, and most likely will, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's not as consistent as you think because each creative just hasn't had enough time to spend money on its own. With this, you avoid all of that. Each creative has time to spend money on its own. They're able to spend a good 15 bucks each or so. They get sales. One doesn't do too well. One does good. Maybe you duplicate the one that does good again within the campaign. And you can just keep it going. Keep it a very concealed, super optimized campaigns. Again, this is a very universal strategy. You can play with it a ton. It has a ton of play. Again, guys, this is not a one-size-fit-all game. I will say that till the day I die. Always be looking forward and find out your own different grooves that you can follow within. If you guys do need any one-on-one help or consulting, you guys can find me on my Instagram DMs at Leo Kuzino. I will never DM you first. If you guys have any questions ecom related, drop them down below and let me know what you guys want to see next on the channel. I'm always trying to help improve, and I know there's so many aspects within advertising. So whatever I can do, make sure you like and subscribe for all the free value. And that has been it from me. I wish you guys the best of success. Peace out, soldier up, and salute.